The Tao of Self-Confidence, Episode 59. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of courageous women finding their inner journey to self-confidence 5 days a week. Want to learn how you can change your inner beliefs and attitudes? Download a free copy of the ebook by visiting thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Hello, friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their journey to self-confidence. My name is Sheena Yap Chan, and I'll be your host for today. And today we have a special lady on. She is an internet entrepreneur. She's from Jacksonville, Florida, and she has just been very successful in what she does, right? And a lot of people think that success is something that's done overnight, and not a lot of people realize that you have to put in at least 10,000 hours to master your craft, right? So without further ado, I'm really just grateful to have her on. Her name is Linsay Moore. And Linsay, how are you doing today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to the listeners.
Hi, Sheena, and thank you for having me on here. And guys, this is just truly amazing just to be on something like this. And just like how you were saying, how you have to invest over 10,000 hours before you start getting some type of results or really become a master at something, that is definitely what happened to me, because I have been at this, network marketing thing almost since my early 20s, and I am 33 years old now, and I'm just starting to see some really amazing results. And the one thing I want to tell you guys, you just have to stick to it. No matter what it is that you want to do in life, you just have to stick to it and go through the process until you're able to get those type of results that you want.
Awesome, and thanks for sharing that. And I don't believe you're 33, first of all. You look way younger.
I always get that.
So, Linsay, what's your cultural background?
I'm African American. I do have Cherokee Indian in my blood, but as far as like my parents are concerned, I am African American all the way through.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And what would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
My self-confidence quote will be, it costs to be the boss. And that's something that my oldest sister taught me back when I was in high school. And just, the reason why she always said that is because she used to wear a lot of high heels back then. And, we always, as women, we had to get our eyebrows waxed. We had to get shaved here and things like that. And she was like, even though sometimes those things hurt, it just costs to be the boss. And that's something that I always just something that I stuck to ever since then, ever since I was in high school.
Awesome. And I like that quote because it's true, right? Being an entrepreneur, you're going to have to sacrifice some things, right? Whether it's, less time for TV, sometimes, not even going out on a Saturday night just to get to the goals that you want to attain, right? There's certain things that most entrepreneurs do that the 97% don't do, right? So I really like that quote, and thanks for sharing that. And in your own words, how would you define self-confidence?
My definition of self-confidence is just being fully aware of who you are as a person. It's too many people out here who are trying to look like, people on TV or like the Kardashians or whoever the case may be. And it's like, you don't have to do that, okay? Just be fully aware of who you are. If you are goofy or you like to, crack jokes or anything like that, just be yourself, be comfortable in the skin that you're in. And that's the best way to be self-confident in my opinion.
I totally agree with you because, there's already Kardashians out there. There's already a certain person out there. The world is, looking for someone like you. That's what's missing, right?
Absolutely.
And if you're hiding yourself from the world, how do you expect them to come to you, right? You just got to go out there and just, like you said, be goofy. If you crack jokes, go crack jokes. If you like to watch romantic movies, then, go do that, right? It's a part of who you are. So, thanks for sharing that definition. And, Linsay, what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
Before, when I tell you, I was super quiet. I was super quiet because I was always, I was always scared to kind of voice my opinion because I didn't want to be confrontational with people. I just wanted to get along with everyone. I was that type of person. And by me being that type of person, I did get walked over a lot. People didn't value my opinions or whatever else because I wasn't standing up for myself. So before I got that, that's pretty much how I was right before I got, I came into my own and started being fully aware of who I am as a person and really liking the person that I am, falling in love with the person that I am now. Since then, again, my self-confidence and my self-esteem had gone through the roof because I made those simple changes in my life.
Awesome. And, it's funny that you said you were so quiet because, I've seen you in person. I've seen you at, on Facebook and I can't just imagine you being so quiet to the point you wouldn't voice out your opinions. So it's, it's such a big, difference when you say where you were before and where you are now. And, what was that aha moment where you realize, you do have a voice, you can go out and speak your voice to the world and not have to care what other people think?
Well, definitely my aha moment when I came online to actually start building a business online was back in 2013. And even at that point, I was still a little bit shy, but I was still kind of coming into my person at that time. People are starting to see more of my personality. And I think that's when we had probably met before during my first year online. And like I said, I had a really good personality and things like that, but I was still, not really voicing my opinions and things like that. But it wasn't until after I went to a week-long mastermind event in Dubai. And after I went there, it just completely just changed my whole outlook on life. And the reason why, the people are living the way they are over there, they're driving the nice cars, living in the nice homes and the high-rise condos and the Lambos and everything else, is because they just simply went after whatever they wanted. And after I was exposed to that, literally, when I came back into the States, I completely changed. Because I was saying, whoever that person was before that trip, I cannot move forward in my life and get the type of success and the type of respect that I wanted being that person that I was before that Dubai trip. So definitely that trip was my aha moment, because after that trip, I had no qualms about voicing my opinion. I was sharing to the world my goofiness, my sense of humor, everything that makes me me. I had no issues with sharing that to the world, and a lot of people loved me for that, and a lot of people have joined and did businesses with me because of that reason.
Awesome. And I've never been to Dubai, and I saw some of the pictures that you had when you went to that mastermind, and they were like pretty awesome pictures. And I like how you said you just went, you just went all out after that whole trip, right?
Absolutely.
And you could see it, right? You could see the big difference. Like, you were more confident, you were just out there, and sometimes we just have to do that. Just go out. Just go balls out, I guess, if that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Balls to the walls. Yeah.
Yeah, balls to the walls. And, just not care what people think, especially as women too, right? Because we're so prone to just thinking of what other people might think of us, and how society just, tells us that, you can't do this, you can't do that, you got to cross your legs, you got to sit a proper way, and it's just like, God, who the hell made up these stupid rules, right? So, it's just time to go out there and just kill it, right? And especially as women, we're such powerful beings, it's our birthright to go out there and just show the world what we're made of. So I really appreciate you sharing that. And what's your life like right now after that discovery, after that trip to Dubai?
Okay, so before that trip, like I mentioned earlier, that I've been doing network marketing off and on since my early 20s, and never really had any type of success those years prior, and I was working a 9-to-5 job before that trip. And I knew that, when I wanted to come online to actually build a business, that was one of my end goals, was able to work full-time from home and quit my 9-to-5 job. So after I came back from Dubai 6 months later on June 2nd, I fired my boss, and I've been working from home ever since then. And I have been able to travel a lot more. That's one thing that I wasn't able to do as much before that particular trip. And now, since I'm working from home, I'm able to travel more. I've been out of the country several times. I've been to Vegas quite a few times. And to me, that's huge because I think right before Dubai, I think I was, 30 or 31. I can't remember the exact age, but I had never been to Vegas ever. And since I have quit my job, I've gone to Vegas 3 times, and I'm going again in a few more weeks. And so on top of all those trips and all that, I'm also spending time with my family, which is just huge. Okay, I'm spending more time with both of my nephews, both of my older sisters, and also I'm in the position right now that I'm able to possibly retire both of my sisters from the school system probably within the next 2 years or so. So I have been truly blessed ever since I came back from that trip.
Wow, and that's really awesome being able to do that for your family. People don't realize the benefits of just going out there and doing, just going after what you want, right? Creating the income that you desire, because not a lot of people are willing to sacrifice a lot of things to get where they are, to get like where you are today, right? They make up all these excuses. They think that, they're not capable of doing it. And I always say what's possible in the world is possible for anybody, right? If we can see you succeed, if you can see me succeed, it's possible, right? I'm not the smartest person in the world, right? I just go out there and do it regardless of what the mistakes are, right? Because I always believe, the wrong mistakes or the wrong things you do can still lead you to the right directions.
Absolutely. Just imperfect actions will get you some type of result.
Yeah, for sure. And I think as women too, we're so focused on having that perfect action, having that perfect moment, and there's no such thing, right? It's not possible, because I just now believe there's no such thing as perfection. It's just all about progression, right? Every single day we're progressing to become better. Even in building self-confidence, it's not, we're never going to find a cure for it, but we know we can get better and better as we just surround ourselves with like-minded people, be able to dive into self-help and just going after what you want, right? Taking the courage to do it. So thanks for sharing that, and I'm so happy for you that you were able to fire your boss, now being able to retire your sisters in a couple of years from the school system. Congrats to that.
Absolutely.
And
thank you.
No problem. And Linsay, to the woman who's listening to this episode, she's fired up, she's inspired, she wants to do the same things maybe that you want to do. Maybe she wants to fire her boss, maybe she wants to, retire someone in her family or spend more time with her family, right? Just something as simple as spending more time with her family. What's that one tip you would give to her in her journey to self-confidence?
Well, on that journey, my advice is to, one, be yourself, okay? Be yourself right out the gate. Do not try to conform to anybody or anybody's standards. Just like how we've been talking about during this interview. Just like me, if you cuss a lot, if you cuss like a sailor, then you know what? Then do that, okay? Because it's someone out there that can relate to you. It's somebody out there who can relate to your story, okay? So make sure that you are being yourself at all times. And again, never give up. Never give up. Keep just going at it, because again, I've been at this off and on for about 10 years. Off and on about it for 10 years. And I just really got serious about it in 2013, because I just got frustrated at where I was in life. And I knew that if I didn't make any type of changes in my life, that I was going to keep going to that 9-to-5 job, going to that same building every single day for the next 30 years of my life. And I just knew that there was something much more in life. And I knew that I wanted to spend more time with my family, especially, again, with my nephews. Those are kind of like my kids pretty much. And I just knew that I had to make a change. So I had to make a decision, and I had to act on that decision. And I made a lot of mistakes along the way. I've made a lot of failures along the way, but each mistake and every failure has put me that much closer to success. Okay. So don't be afraid of failure, guys. Do not be afraid of failure. And again, be yourself at all times.
Thank you. And I love how you said, don't be afraid of failure, because, being in school, they kind of program us to think failure is a bad thing, when failure is actually a good thing, right? It's all about, finding something that doesn't work and just find something else, right? Right? If this one strategy didn't work, then go to the next one and just keep going until you get the feedback that you want.
Exactly.
So thanks for sharing that. And Linsay, if our listeners wanted to get to know a little bit more about you, wanted to know about the services that you do, is there any websites or social media profiles we can connect with?
Yes. You can actually find me on Facebook, also Instagram and Twitter under Linsay Moore, LINSAYMOORE. And then you can also go to my website, which is linsaymoore.org. It's currently going through some rebranding right now, but there's still a lot of information on there, so you can find out exactly what it is that I do, and it's a really good way to get in contact with me.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that, Linsay. And to the listeners, if you want to connect with Linsay, you can also head on over to thetaoselfconfidence.com. Just search for Linsay's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else we talked about. And I just really want to thank Linsay for taking the time to do this. I really wanted her to come on because I knew, she could inspire someone out there with her story. Just seeing her, on the web, and just you can just see so much confidence in her. So Linsay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me on here, Sheena. I really, really appreciate it.
Not a problem. You are more than welcome for an encore anytime. So
yeah, just let me know, and I'm available.
Awesome. To the listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Thank you for joining us on another episode of The Tao of Self-Confidence. Visit thetaoselfconfidence.com for links to everything we chatted about today, as well as killer resources, gifts, and so much more. Subscribe to The Tao of Self-Confidence on iTunes or Stitcher to hear more stories of amazing women finding their inner journey to self-confidence.